Hey there folks, how you doing out there? Thanks for joining us here at Rockin' the Retired Life. Today is going to be a little bit different. We're not doing any product reviews or any travel or anything like that. I'm actually sitting here in my office and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I like to do is sell things online. And what that involves is I go to estate sales, yard sales, all different types of places, antique stores, looking for things to buy and flip. And I've been doing this now since I retired in 2020. It keeps me busy. It's a great way to earn an income. And if you want to learn more about how I do it, I've got another channel. It's called Mountain Man Picker. Check me out on there and you'll be able to see kind of what I'm talking about. But today I'm going to share something that I'm very passionate about, collecting vinyl records. I want to share that with you and just show you some of the records that I enjoy collecting and selling. And when it comes to selling vinyl records, my favorite band of all time to collect and sell is the Beatles. Not just because their albums are worth a lot of money, but because I've always been a very big fan of the Beatles. I grew up on the Beatles. I'll show you some of the records that I've collected of theirs and tell you a little bit about each one of them. So here we go. Something New by the Beatles. This album here, the copy I've got is a very good copy. It's in good condition. If I was to list this on eBay, I would probably list it for about $25. Discogs is what I use to price my records. Discogs.com. Great place to go to get realistic values on albums, because if you just go to eBay and look them up, you can see records anywhere from $5 to $100,000 per copy. But what matters is what particular copy you have and the pressing, where it was manufactured, all of that. This particular one here on Discogs is worth up to 26 bucks. Something New, the Beatles. All right, next one. The Beatles, A Hard Day's Night, the motion picture soundtrack. This one here is on the United Artists label. I picked this up from Goodwill. I've still got the price tag here on the back for 49 cents, if you can believe that. This particular LP that I've got in my hand is worth $80. If I was to list it, it would go on for $80. Checked it on Discogs. It's a stereo version in really good condition. It plays great. Beatles Hard Day's Night. Next one, I've had this one for a long time, the Beatles' second album. These are out there everywhere, but this particular copy, if I was to list it, I'd probably list it for $35. It's shown on Discogs between $8 and $50. I'm gonna hang on to this one for a while. Brings back lots of good memories. Next one I got here is Meet the Beatles. I paid $10 for this album at a record store. It was actually an antique store, and this is a stereo copy. This particular record, $25 to $250 depending on the condition. The vinyl I've got on this one is in really good condition. I've got it at good plus, but it looks to me like a very good. So it's right in between good plus, very good. And I would list this for at least $100 if I was going to sell this album. Not going to sell it right now. It's hard for me to sell these albums, by the way, because I love the Beatles so much, but got to make a living too. So here's another one I'm not interested in selling right now. This is the most counterfeited Beatles record out there from what I've heard. This one and Yesterday and Today. But this one is definitely not a counterfeit. From what I hear, if the Beatles is below, the name the Beatles is below the hole there in the middle of the record, then you've got a counterfeit. Now, that's what I hear. This particular LP I'm holding in my hand is worth up to $196. So if I was going to sell it, I would sell it for the full price. Yesterday and Today. This is also known as the Butcher album, but this is not that copy. Just look it up online if you don't know what I'm talking about. There's another version of this album that came out that a lot of people found offensive. That's the one that's worth a lot of money out there, though. This particular one is the mono version, Yesterday and Today. It goes up to $54 on Discogs. I would sell my copy here for probably $50. It's in very good condition. The vinyl is sounds great, and it's the mono version also. Okay, next album is the Beatles Help, based on the original motion picture soundtrack. This copy here is worth up to $38. Not really interested in selling it right now because it's the only copy I've got, but it's in very good condition. The Beatles Help. Next one I've got here, Beatles 6. I picked this one up at an estate sale recently for, I think I paid $8 for it. It's worth $15 to $38. It is a repress copy. It's on the capital purple label, so not as worth as much money as other Beatles 6 albums, but like I said, up to $38. This one sounds great. It's the stereo version, really good condition. I would sell this probably for $35. I've got a couple of these Rubber Soul. One of my favorite Beatles albums. Got a lot of great tunes on it. This particular copy, $19 to $75. It is a stereo copy, and the media is Dynamite. It very good plus. I'm not interested in selling this one because it sounds great. Then I've got a couple copies here of the Hey Jude album, also known as the Beatles Again. This particular one here, $20 to $45. It's in pretty good condition. I might sell this one because I do have another copy, and the other copy I have is the Japanese version I got on Discogs a while back. This one is worth up to $50. It's a stereo version. It's really cool because not only is the sound quality Dynamite on here, but it also includes a insert here that's got the words to all of the songs in English and in Japanese. I'll show you right here. This copy here is in near mint condition, so I'm going to hang on to it, from Japan. Okay, the Beatles Abbey Road. I've actually got 3 copies of this album, Dynamite album. This one here that I'm holding in my hands is worth some money. It was pressed in the UK, and it's in very good condition, very good plus condition. If I was to sell this record, it would have to go for about $700 because it's worth that much. Beatles Abbey Road. Here's another copy of Beatles Abbey Road I picked up at a yard sale. This one's $24 to $75. It's a Jacksonville pressing. It is also a stereo copy. The vinyl's in pretty good condition. Probably going to hang on to it for a little while. And then I have another Abbey Road album, Jacksonville pressing, that's missing a cover. So I just need the cover for it. You can send it to me if you want. Okay, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Awesome record. Not my favorite, but it's awesome. One of my favorites. The mono copy I got of this at an estate sale, and it's worth up to $220. I'm going to hang on to this copy. It is a mono copy. It sounds a lot different than the stereo version. Has a really full sound to it. Picked this one up. I think I paid about $15 for it at an estate sale. It's in pretty good condition. Then I've got a stereo version of Sgt. Pepper's, which I'll hang on to for a while as well. It's valued at $25 what it would probably sell it for. It's in pretty good condition. Both these records do have the Sgt. Pepper's inserts in them as well. Revolver, one of my #1 favorite Beatles records for sure. I've got 2 copies of Revolver. They're both the same, so I'm going to be selling this one. But this one right here is in Dynamite condition. It sounds amazing. It's a stereo version. It's worth $24 to $149. Lots of psychedelic rock on here. Good stuff from the Beatles when they were starting to get into their psychedelic phase. I Am the Walrus, Magical Mystery Tour. Picked up this record at a Goodwill, believe it or not. Has the full color page booklet in it from the movie, and very good condition, but it is a repress of Capital Orange label. But good album. I'm gonna hang on to that one. This is one I've sold the most of, Let It Be, and I'm probably not gonna sell this one for a while until I find another copy that compares to it. It's on the Apple label, red Apple. Most of them out there are green, but this one is on a red Apple label. I've sold several of these for anywhere from $25 to $50 a piece. This particular copy, you can see the price tag on here, $30. I went ahead and got this on sale at an antique shop. I think it was 25% off one day because I realized they didn't have any more Let It Be's. I got to have at least one. Okay, the Holy Grail of Beatles LPs, the White Album. Unfortunately, my White Album is only worth about $50, but there's one on eBay right now. It's currently in auction. The last bid I saw on it was $2,700 out of about 50 bids, and it's a UK first pressing Beatles White Album. This one I have right here is a repress. It's on the orange label, capital orange label, but it's in really good condition. It's the only copy I've got of the White Album. I'm going to hang on to it. It's worth $50. One thing I did find at an antique store one time, though, was the insert from an original White Album that was a numbered White Album, but I don't have the record it goes to. But you got the poster that normally comes inside of the White Album. My White Album does not come with a poster because it's a repress, but I've got the poster right here. So again, if you've got a White Album, you can send me. I've got the poster. So, all right. This, I would say, is my holy grail of Beatles records. Very hard to find this album. Mono record. It's actually the Beatles' greatest hits and the Four Seasons' greatest hits. And they're duking it out on this album. It's worth from $225 to $1,000. I'm hanging on to this guy. It's in really good condition. It actually has a place on the back, you know, where you would score which songs you like better than the other album, and then you get a total score so you can find out if the Beatles or the Four Seasons are the winner. Well, I'm definitely going with the Beatles. Four Seasons are awesome too. Got tunes on it like Sherry and Ain't That a Shame and Walk Like a Man from the Four Seasons, and then the Beatles' greatest hits are on here as well. So it's a double LP, but it's also on the VJ label, and the condition of this album is very good. So I'm going to hang on to this one. Okay, some of my compilation albums that I have that I usually end up selling these, but this is a really good one. Love Songs, Beatles Love Songs. This is very good condition. It's goes for $15 to $30. I think I paid $10 for it. It's a double LP. Probably sell that one. It's got really good sound. Beatles Rock and Roll Music. This is one I had when I was a kid. I actually had the 8-track when it first came out from 1976. Picked this up at an antique store for I think $5, but it's worth $10 to $21. It's a double LP. This one here I just recently picked up, the Essential Beatles, and boy does this one sound amazing. It's got stereo mixes and mono mixes on it. It's pressed in Australia, so this particular copy is worth about $40. Show you what the label looks like there. But it's the Essential Beatles. I was going to sell this record, but the quality of the sound on it is phenomenal. So I'm hanging on to the Essential Beatles. And then finally, I've got the Beatles compilation 1967 to 1970, known as the Blue Album. There's a red album out there that has the older Beatles compilation on there. Probably just hang on to this guy for a while. It's worth about $50, my particular copy. And it's on the blue capital label, but it's in very good condition. So just thought I'd share that with you today in case you're a Beatles fan, which if you're still watching this, you must be. I want to encourage you to like and subscribe to our channel so we can keep on producing videos and content for you every week. And I hope you have a great day. Keep on rocking the retired life, and keep on rocking with the Beatles. All right.